Wow, what a first day for free agency or the tampering period for free agency day one. A lot of moves have been made by the Green Bay Packers. A lot of breaking moves, a lot of shocking moves, a lot of moves that a lot of us were hoping for. Let's start with the first one, right off the bat. David Bakhtiari, which was the first breaking move of today. And like I said, the person I do want to start off with is David Bakhtiari. Definitely a roller coaster type day, a lot of emotions, but definitely one person that we lost today was David Bakhtiari. Now, if you've been watching David Bakhtiari, the Packers, these last 3 years, you know this was definitely a scenario that could happen this offseason. He's definitely getting older in age, obviously, more injury prone. The injuries have just riddled his career these last 3 to 4 years, especially after the torn ACL. But I do want to give, David Bakhtiari his flowers, man, because this man was a consistent beast for us before the injury. And a lot of people are, discrediting what he did for us as a Green Bay Packer. This was easily one of the greatest left tackles in green and gold. Might just be the greatest ever. One of the best players to ever suit up in green and gold, and easily one of the best, tackles in all of football when he was on the field and was available. So it definitely sucks that David Bakhtiari is being released, but this is definitely something a lot of us were ready for and preparing for. Zach Tom and Rasheed Walker are definitely, the franchise corner pieces at the tackle position. Both guys are very young. Both guys are very good. It just made sense for us to get rid of David Bakhtiari, especially with his cap hit being so much. And I do wish David Bakhtiari the best of luck. It does look like he got great feedback and great news after the surgery, this offseason. So it does look like he's hopeful to play throughout the whole year next year for whatever team it is. So I do wish David Bakhtiari the best of luck. For how many years he's playing in the NFL, I wish he's injury free and he can finally get back to what he loves doing, which is playing football. So I kind of just want to share this tweet by David Bakhtiari after he heard the news of the releasing of Aaron Jones, who we will get to very shortly. But he said, gutted to see the news. Showtime 33, which is Aaron Jones' Twitter. Keep your head up. You are savage and a consummate pro. Did the right way. You're land on your feet. Aaron Jones then replies, we always do love you, bro. It was a hell of a ride with you. Then David Bakhtiari replies with, like I said, he's been getting good feedback, on his surgery. He says, let me know if you need any more blocks 70 yards downfield. I got this new tire. I'm excited to try out. So that's very good to hear by David Bakhtiari. Hopefully, these guys, join forces once again. I'm always going to root for Aaron Jones and David Bakhtiari, two of my favorite Green Bay Packers of all time. And then out of nowhere, and a shocker, when I was at work, I got the buzz on my phone. I was expecting a signing, but I wasn't expecting Josh Jacob. I knew we were in the market for a running back. I heard earlier in the day that we were also liking guys like Zach Moss from the Colts, who was very solid for Jonathan Taylor when he wasn't playing. But I was not expecting us to get another alpha running back in the room. I knew when we signed Josh Jacobs that keeping Aaron Jones was probably not going to happen. And if it was, Aaron Jones would have to take another pay cut. But look, man, I know there's a lot of mixed emotions getting Josh Jacobs and losing a guy like Aaron Jones, but Josh Jacobs only 26, getting paid 48 million over 4 years, which is a very good contract. Some people might think this is overpay right now, but this is around the same contract we gave Aaron Jones a couple years back. And more essentially, it's kind of more like a 2 year prove it deal, and then the third year, if we don't like it, we could always opt out. So a really good deal for us. We get a younger running back, one that in my opinion that's a better pure runner inside the tackles. Obviously Aaron Jones might be more explosive and obviously is a way better receiving back, but Josh Jacobs at 26, just as physical, as explosive, probably more physical, honestly. Definitely a better runner in between the tackles. This is a good sighting, man. Our team is very young. I know a lot of people are mixed on Aaron Jones. Trust me, I was at work, mad as shit. This was definitely not a move I saw coming. Josh Jacobs for Aaron Jones. I knew we would be in the running back market, free safety market, maybe even cornerback market and inside linebacker market, but I did not expect us to sign an alpha running back. I expected us to maybe sign like a top tier linebacker, top tier, safety, in which we did, but I did not expect us to sign a guy like Josh Jacobs, who's a top running back in this deep running back market for free agency. I just did not expect this. Then, obviously, the big news of today, the big shocker, one that maybe Packer fans are still mixed up, having mixed emotions about, was the releasing of Aaron Jones. And to be quite honest with you, once I saw that we signed Josh Jacobs, I knew this was definitely going to probably happen. I either thought Josh Jacobs signed for a 1 year cheap deal, which definitely wasn't the answer, and we would keep Aaron Jones for multiple more years, or Josh Jacobs signed a 4 to 3 year deal, which he definitely did, and then we were going to get rid of Aaron Jones, and that's what happened right there. So It does suck, man. Aaron Jones is one of the greatest Packers of all time, not just by what he did on the football field, but what he did off the football field, the way he handled himself on and off the football field. One of my favorite Packers of all time. The Packers decided to go another way. They felt Josh Jacobs was better for this team right now. He's younger, probably a better scheme fit, to Matt LaFleur's eyes or anybody else's eyes. So this is what the Packers felt was best for them. They did try restructuring a contract with Aaron Jones, but I don't blame Aaron Jones one bit for not taking that restructure. Like I said, Aaron Jones is one-on-one a team player on and off the football field. For the last couple of years, this man has taken pay cut after pay cut to be on this football team, to bring new players to this football team, to compete, year in and year out, and to win a Super Bowl. And I do hope this man, in free agency, does get that big bag that he truly deserves, because he's worth every dime and penny when he's on the football field. The running back position being, easily, the position in the NFL that gets hit the most, gets banged up the most, and has the highest injury, risk and factor, in the NFL. I do want Aaron Jones to get paid. This man deserves it. I hope he stays healthy the rest of his career. I hope he plays next year every single game, and I hope next year he breaks the rushing record. Straight up, I'm a huge Aaron Jones fan. I will always be an Aaron Jones fan. I will always root for Aaron Jones. I want 33 to be legendary wherever he goes. So, Aaron Jones, best of luck to you, man. Hope you stay injury-free. I hope you sign with the Texans, and we could play you guys next year and have the game of all time. And then, boom, to no surprise, the big move, and the last one I want to talk about is the Xavier McKenna signing. This right here definitely made the Aaron Jones releasing numb to me and definitely uplifted my spirits. This is a guy who I think very highly of. One of the best safeties in the NFL, and one of the more younger ones at 24. He's only going to keep getting better. This guy, since entering the league, has had the best PFF coverage grade at a 92.0. I'm pretty sure I will put it up somewhere right here. But he has had the best coverage grade, since entering the league by PFF. To put into perspective how good he was this year as well, had the number 4 overall ranked PFF grade by safety, had the number 1 overall coverage grade by safety by PFF, and had the first tackling grade, by safety by PFF. So this guy's not only very good in coverage and can line up almost against anybody and anyone in the secondary, but he's also very secure tackling and one of the more better tacklers in open space. And I feel like that's what we kind of been lacking these last couple of years. We haven't had a secure tackler, at the safety position. Someone that could come up, isn't afraid of getting dirty, and could really wrap up and tackle guys before they get 6 to 10 to 15 yards downfield and get huge explosive runs. Xavier McKenna, with him at the back end safety, we won't be seeing a lot of missed tackles. This guy is very good at tackling in open space. He isn't afraid to come down here and tackle guys. And I just love everything, about Xavier McKenna as a safety prospect. He was one of my favorite safety prospects when he was coming out of college. And it sucks that the Packers didn't get him back then. We didn't necessarily need safety. But man, oh man, how he has came full circle for us now. We signed him when we need him the most. And he has came to our services when we need him the most. Obviously, we gave him the bag. But now he's going to be playing with, Josh Jacobs, who he went to Alabama with, another Alabama alumnum. And then he's going to be playing with his former defensive backs coach, who is now a part of the Green Bay Packers, Derek Ansley, who is now the new pass game coordinator for the Green Bay Packers. So definitely, maybe that had some, reason for him to sign over here, working with his former defensive backs coach. Hearing the signing of Josh Jacobs, who he used to play with or went to school with, at Alabama with. So this is definitely a great signing to me. He gets to work with his former defensive backs coach, who's now the Green Bay Packers pass game coordinator, which is really dope. But not only that, man, when we think about Xavier McKenna with Jair Alexander, Carrington Valentine, Eric Stokes, if you could get back to what he was, his first year in the NFL, then you pair along with their pass rushers, Lucas Van Ness, Rashawn Gary, Preston Smith. I mean, this defense is going to be very, very good next year and very, very explosive, very fast, very good in coverage. This is a guy who, even if we don't sign anybody else, I'm very pleased with just Xavier McKenna and then drafting another young safety through the draft, like maybe Nubbin, maybe Bullard. I would love to see Javon Bullard and Xavier McKenna play together. Maybe even Cole Bishop, get more of a box guy, someone that can play more in the box. That would be a fire, linebacker duo between Xavier McKenna and Cole Bishop. I'm very high on Cole Bishop. I think Cole Bishop gives me Harrison Smith vibes. So we could get a Harrison Smith and then get a guy like Xavier McKenna. My goodness, this defense is going to be flying all over the football field, and it's going to be very hard to throw the football against us. So now we're looking at Xavier McKinney's contract and seeing where it ranks amongst the other safeties in the NFL. The first two guys are obviously Derwin James and Minkah Fitzpatrick. Two guys that are in the tier of their own in terms of safety and what they do. Both guys are very phenomenal, getting paid over $70 million. Then we go to the next guy, who's Marcus Williams, a phenomenal safety for the Baltimore Ravens, getting paid at $70 million. Then we go down one more, and there's Xavier McKenna, who's now getting paid $68 million, $17 million annually. And it's a very good contract in terms of his age, man. Most of these guys didn't sign their contracts until they were 25, 26, some even 27. And we just signed Xavier McKenna to a deal, 4 years, 68 million at the age of 24. So we get this guy for the next 4 years and he'll only be 28. Like I said, some of these guys didn't even finish signing their contracts until they were like 26, 27, some 25. But we signed Xavier McKenna to a contract deal at the age of 24. So we have this guy for the next 4 years and maybe even more if we decide to re-sign him after that. This guy's very, very good at the safety position, and it doesn't get much better than this. Like I said, man, I mean, this was truly the only person I wanted this offseason, and I'm extremely ecstatic that we got him. So let me know what you guys think about these moves in the comments, man. Definitely losing a guy like Aaron Jones does suck, but we pick up a guy in Josh Jacobs who's younger. In my opinion, is a better runner in between the tackles. Probably doesn't, offer the same receiving back, qualities like Aaron Jones, but does also have very reliable hands and he's also a great locker room guy. I do think Josh Jacobs, only being 26 years old, definitely does kind of help this team more. Our window with Josh Jacobs is way larger and bigger than it was with Aaron Jones. So honestly, the more and more I think about it, the more and more I like it. I'm just trying to be positive and open minded. That's why. But definitely losing a guy like Aaron Jones does suck. But picking up a guy like Xavier McKinney, who to me was the only guy I wanted this offseason, is definitely the icing on top of the cake, man. So a really, really good pickup. And Xavier McKinney and Josh Jacob, really two solid guys that have proven a lot, in their short time in the NFL. Josh Jacobs, a couple years back, leading the NFL in rushing yards. So hopefully we could get him back to what he was. He was definitely a really explosive and special back that year. And then Xavier McKinney, who's only 24 years old, hasn't even touched the top of his ceiling or his potential. He's only going to get better, only being 24 years old, like I said. There is a lot to like about this, free agency class that we just picked up. And, we might not even be done. We have some more money to play with. Definitely could sign a guy like Jordan Fuller, maybe a cheap inside linebacker deal. Who knows? But let me know what you guys think about these moves in the comments. It's been your boy Sports Culture. I'm out.